Welcome back to Get Down to Business. We are the show all about small business jobs and entrepreneurship. And I'm your host, Shalom Klein. I'm thrilled to be joined here in studio by Chad Broderick from the John Buck Company. Chad, it's a pleasure to have you here in studio to talk about the company, but in particular to talk about your upcoming event to benefit charitable organizations. Chad, welcome to Get Down to Business.
Yeah, thanks for hosting me again.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the upcoming event coming up June 15th. At the beautiful Merchandise Mart. We've spoken to you guys before, and tell us a little bit about the beneficiary of this very important event.
Yeah, so this year we're hosting the 29th annual Spring Fling, which is annual sponsorship or event that we host for organizations throughout the Chicagoland area that focus on young childhood education. So this year, June 15th, as Shalom said, 5:30 p.m., we're hosting at the Merchandise Mart Plaza. There are still sponsorships and tickets available. We can get you more of that information at tjbc.com. Tickets themselves are $150 each. And then the beneficiary this year is By the Hand Club for Kids. By the Hand Club is an organization that we've had a relationship with for a handful of years. No pun intended. But we are happy to provide them with the beneficiary dollars that will be raised through the event. Just looking backwards, last year's beneficiary was Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
I remember we spoke about that last year on the program, and how did the event go?
The event was the highest raising Spring Fling we've ever hosted, raising over $932,000.
Well, let's beat that number this year.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. So 3,200 people attended the event last year. We expect at least that many this year, in addition to nearly 120 corporate sponsors. So
let's talk briefly about the history of the event. When did it get started, and why is your company, the John Buck Company, so committed to this thing that's philanthropic, really probably a distraction from typical work at the office, but clearly a very good cause?
Yeah, that's a good note. The Spring Fling is a employee-run event every year, so we do have to spend a lot of hours kind of prepping each year. But the Civic Involvement Committee that kind of runs the event has donated over $12.5 million to 370 organizations since 1994. And it really starts at the top with John Buck and his desire to continue to help young, underprivileged Chicago youth in providing funds for education. So like I said earlier, this is the 29th annual. About 29 years ago, John Buck and a handful of the principals of the organization were sitting around the dinner table, celebrating a good investment on the real estate that they recently purchased, and passed around a hat saying that, portion of the funds or portion of our dollars created should go to a good charity. And then it just kind of sprung from there. And so here we are 29 years later, targeting $1 million for By the Hand.
You're going to do it. We're going to help you. So it's exciting because right now, folks that can buy their tickets before June 1st, I believe they're going to save a little bit of money on those ticket sales. Prices are reasonable for an awesome event of great food, great fun, and of course a great cause. How much are tickets and where can people buy them?
Yeah, so $150 each until June 1st, as Shalom said. After June 1st, they increased to $175. So reach out to tjbc.com. There's a Spring Fling icon there. Or you can call us at 312-441-4105.
The John Buck Company hotline. During regular business hours, probably other things being taken care of at the office, but really impressive, as you said, employee-run philanthropy and charitable involvement. But to fully appreciate the reach of this event, I think it's interesting. I was taking a peek before the show at your 2016 sponsors for the event, and the John Buck Company, as you said, your founder John Buck, certainly a well-known name and a well-regarded name in the Chicago business community and beyond. And you've been able to draw pretty substantial sponsors and pretty major companies that you guys have worked with in the past, and all that contributes to, as you said, that goal of $1 million for the event. Tell us a little bit about the company and the culture in the company and sort of what you do. And you already gave a great description of why the employees are into this, but as a company, the reach that you have has really contributed to this event as well.
Yeah, I think it starts with real estate being a relationship business. And the relationships that we've built over the years has really allowed Spring Fling to flourish as an event. So, as you said, some of the larger general contractors, architects, banks have all been sponsors of the Spring Fling in years past. So, organizations like Fifth Third, BMO, JP Morgan, Lend-Lease Construction, they have been significant beneficiaries or providers to the beneficiary in years past, and we continue to value those relationships for future years as well.
So when you're not involved in the Spring Fling, what are you up to, Chad?
Yeah, so I'm a vice president at the firm, focused both on development and investment. The John Buck Company, which has been around since 1981, has focused on urban infill development and investment, so focused on a lot of the high-rise towers, both on the office and residential side.
Exclusively in Chicago?
Chicago is kind of our backyard and the place where we're most familiar with the real estate landscape. We have made investments in global markets, but mostly a focus on the large national markets, New York, D.C., San Francisco, L.A. as well.
And I would be remiss if having you here in studio, as we just finished a fantastic conversation with our friend Tom Arabali, talking a little bit about the state of healthcare, I guess. But let's talk just very briefly about the state of sort of the real estate market in Chicago. I realize you're sort of involved in the high-rise and the pretty major developments. Do you see further growth and investment in Chicago? I mean, right now it's almost summertime. You start to see all the orange cones coming out. You see the cranes and the bulldozers. Lots of changes in the Loop commercial market.
Yeah, visually you can see all the cranes in the sky, and you may think that there's a lot of construction going on. What our mayor has done very well at is attracting a lot of businesses and young professionals to the downtown, which has really spurred a lot of that development. So I think we still have probably another year to see if we are building too much, but a lot of the demand is currently justifying the supply that's going up.
I found it fascinating watching the news and seeing the companies that are moving from the Chicagoland suburbs and moving into the city. A lot of attention has been given to the governors poaching from other states, but it's actually fascinating, as you were saying about the mayor, and he's really drawing from his neighbors and from around the state of Illinois, and it'll be interesting to see whether that continues. And as you said, are we with the buildings that are taking place, how occupied they will be, and how long they will be, how long some of these companies will call Chicago home. It certainly helps our employment community as well. So enough about business. Back to the philanthropy. The Spring Fling, the John Buck Company's Spring Fling event, right around the corner. Chad, we're running out of time, but I want to make sure you share again the date, website, as well as the phone line where people can buy their tickets. And I believe sponsorships are still available for a short period of time.
Yeah, so June 15th at the Merchandise Mart, 5:30 p.m. You can get your tickets, $150 before June 1st at tjbc.com or at 312-441-4105. And if you can't make the event, we also have big draw raffle tickets, a 50-50 raffle, $100 a ticket.
And one more time for our listeners that missed it in the beginning of the program, the dollars that being raised are going where and to benefit, benefit who?
Yeah, so By the Hand Club for Kids, located kind of throughout the city in the Austin, Cabrini Green, and Englewood areas, currently serving over 1,200 kids by serving meals, teaching classes, helping with student activities.
Awesome. Fantastic. What a great event. We're thrilled to have you back on again. Chad Broderick from the John Buck Company. It's great to have you back here in the studio talking about a great cause. I hope to see all of our guests at the Spring Fling on June 15th. Coming up after the break, we're going to continue our conversation about small business jobs and entrepreneurship. We are powered by our good friends at Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them online, tandemhr.com, or give them a call, 630-928-0510, 630-928-0510. Plus, as a bonus for all of you listeners that tune in, through the rest of the show, we will be sharing some tips on how to be an excellent manager. That's right, something that everybody can benefit from, a tip on how to be a better small business owner, a better employer. We'll be right back after this quick break. You're listening to Get Down to Business.
By now, you've figured out a fact.